Alright guys, something different. Got a Prime Day goodie that's just arrived. Ryzen 9 9900X. We're going to stick it in, install it to replace the 7700 non-X and see what kind of improvements we get. So yeah, let's go. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is get the PC out. This is the most difficult part. Oh, it's going to be tricky. Who thought this was a good idea, putting a computer in a chimney? Oh, it's heavy. Oh. There we go. So let's get everything stripped and change the processor. Right guys, CPU has been swapped over. So I've got the old 7700. You can see that, probably not. But yeah, it wasn't without incident. Bit of advice: don't try to change the processor when you've had a few beers and it's late at night, because I ended up dropping the CPU in the socket and bending a pin. Luckily I managed to straighten it, and it's still working. So what I was going to do, a couple of sort of like Cinebench runs, just on default settings, so there's no Expo enabled and the CPU is just running as the BIOS wants to run it. So let's go ahead, boot it on, make sure everything's running before I put it back in the in its enclosure there. If anyone wondering, so I've got there's fans up there and it blows cool air into the bottom of there, and then it just exits out the top. If anyone's thinking, because it is thermally restricted, I've mentioned in one of the other videos that that 4080, a bit of a beast, 350 watt card is not, yeah, it is hampered, let's say, being in that enclosure. So Alright guys, you've joined me in the BIOS. So we're just gonna I'm just gonna show you everything is as per just default settings. So first things first. Oh, I don't have them. Let's go into advanced mode. So just to show, everything is just on auto. We've got no PBO enabled. We've got no Expo enabled. So the memory is just at 48 mega transfers there, 4800 mega transfers. Everything's default. What I do want to do, obviously the BIOS has just reset, so I'm just going to do some change some settings that I always change. I've done my fans already. So integrated graphics, we don't need that. Force that, disable. I could disable that because I never use it. 4G encoding is on, so that's like your resizable bar. To get the most out of your graphics card, you want that enabled. Bluetooth controller is on auto, so that'll come on. That's pretty much it, really. So we'll just save exit. Restart. I'm going to reboot that. DDR5 just takes so long. My AM4 system is like pretty much instant boot. But DDR5 has to do through all this memory training stuff. And it just takes forever. Whee! That was my fault. Sorry. Something funky had happened there. So let's just do, we'll open up CPU Z. I might change this resolution actually, because you guys, it looks dead small. I'm not even sure if we can do this. Obviously, the streaming device is only 1080p. So will it let me do that? Yeah, that's worked, hasn't it? Has that worked? Put it on 120 Hertz. That's probably going to mess it up now. No, it's worked. So that's better. Can you see that better? Yes, that's bigger. Much bigger. So yeah, look, Ryzen 9, Granite Ridge, 4nm process, boosting 5.4. Remember, this has got no PBO enabled. Memory, just 2400. Albeit enabling the, we'll be trying to get it run at 6400 because on the 7700 I just couldn't do it. I think it was the memory controller. So hopefully, I think the memory controller is slightly better on this, so we should be able to utilize that. So I'm just going to do some Cinebench. Let's do a Cinebench R24 and see what we get. Hopefully my previous results are still saved on the side here. Although sometimes it doesn't seem to save it for some reason. Oh, it's not there. That's so annoying. But, oh, it is there, look. Ryzen 7700 8-core. So 1227. So that is a solid score. So we'll go, we don't want that. We'll just do one quick test. Multi-core, go. And we shall see what's going on. Oh, it'd be nice to get the temperatures up actually. Why is it not working its way down? Why is it just completing it in one go? It's never done that before. Normally I thought it goes, or is that just the older versions? It's not looking very good at the minute, to be honest. 1416. When we this test, when we do the memory, when we get that memory tuned in, it makes a big difference on R24. I thought it'd be higher than this. I know we shouldn't do this halfway through the test, but I don't think it's going to make any difference, is it? 161 watts, Jesus. Oh, but look, this is all messed up. Doesn't know what day of the week it is. CPU temp's good though, 70 degrees at 161 watts, if that's accurate. So we've definitely got headroom there. Let's get back CPU Z open. I think that reads the frequencies more accurately. That core temp is an old application now. It probably needs optimizing. So full load, that's pretty good. It's pretty solid. So you can see 5 2s, 5 0s, 5 3s. Wow, that's quite impressive. Oh, she's flying now. Look, 1642. She's come alive. I think those central tiles are more intensive. These outer ones, they just fly, don't they? So 1658, 1660. It's just going to be going up now, I think. Maybe I shouldn't have done this live. It takes a bit too long. Oh, well, this can be a longer video. You can skip ahead if you're bored. Oh, look, so you can see my other computers there as well, 5800X. So for comparison, that's only 824. So you can see the generational step there. So the 5800X is a 8-core 16 thread, and that's also an 8-core 16 thread. The 7700, like I said, it's the non-X, but it makes no difference. The non-X is 65 watt, but when you unlock it with PBO, it's the same as a 7700X, which is what I've done there. So I don't have a standard run of that, but out of the box, that was below 1200, maybe 1150, and it really comes alive when you unlock it. But you can see the generational uplift between that and that. Obviously, that's DDR4, that's DDR5. And there we got a good score, 1735. So that's our benchmark. So we'll go back into the BIOS, do some tuning, save this. I want to save. Oh, it didn't save. Oh, what was it? I can't remember what it was now. I don't know why it does this. 70, what was it? 1775. I'm not running it again. 1735. So it's still there. So did it not close it down properly? 1735, 1735, 1735, 1735. Right, guys, I'll meet you back in the BIOS. Right, back in the BIOS, guys. We're going to do some tweaking. So I think the first things first, we'll do the memory. So let us do that. So I'm not going to enable Expo. I'm going to do it manually. So system. So we'll go straight for 6400. See if we can do it. Make sure that we're on mem to mem, advanced memory settings, subtimings. So the kit is let's go SPD info 32 40 40 84 at 1.4 volts. So we'll stick that in 32 40 40 82, was it? 1112 48. Ooh. Ah! Page up. What happened? What the hell is going on here? Oh, don't know what happened there. I accidentally clicked the page up button or page down button. So 48. So that's all in 30, 32, 40, 40, 82. Just make sure I was right with that 82, 84. It's not going to make any difference. I'll put it as it's 84. Back. Let's put the memory. So we might increase 1.25 the SoC core because we're running that high frequency. We'll soon find out. Memory 1.4. We'll leave all the other settings as auto. Hopefully that'll sort it all out. What we do want to do, annoyingly, for maximum memory stability, want to switch these off. So that power down, disable that, and disable that. So it's going to take longer to retrain, but if it does need retraining, it'll do that. So let's F10 that, save, exit. We'll see if it boots. So it might take a little bit, but yeah, on that Cinebench R24, it does memory timings and speeds do make a big difference. So it'll be just interesting leaving the CPU standard, like no PBO or anything enabled, and just see what difference the memory timings make. Like, it might not be stable. Like I said, I couldn't get it running at 6400 on my other computer, but we'll see. So we're still waiting to reboot. Here we go. We're going in. Oh, boot detected failure. That's not good. Enter BIOS. That is annoying. I would have thought that would have worked. Maybe 1.25 is too high. 32, 48, 4. These should be fine at 48. We'll just leave them at auto just for the time being. And what we do want to do, that T-ref, you want to be increasing that to as high as possible. That makes a massive difference with latency. All right, let's try again. SoC has been reduced. Oh, I'm just going to pause the video, guys, and then we'll continue. All right, guys, back again. I don't know why, but manually I couldn't get it to boot in at 6400, but I did enable Expo and it just went straight in. So I don't know if it's give more SoC voltage than I was giving it, but you can see now it's running at 3200 a channel. The timings are in there, the SPD timings. So let's open up Ryzen Master and have a look what the SoC voltage is. Ryzen Master does not support current processor. What? And I'm going to have to reinstall that, aren't I think. I don't believe that. Surely Ryzen Master it supports the A9900. It might not be stable at this, to be fair. So we'll run a Cinebench R24 with this memory. Obviously, when I've got it dialed in somewhere where it's doing benchmarks and not crashing, then I'll do some proper stability testing with Prime 95. And then we'll see if it makes any difference. So multi-core, let's go, see if it crashes. We'll soon find out. Now this is a lot more memory intensive, I think, just because the files are so big. It's looking good so far. Remember, I haven't touched any PBO settings or anything, so the CPU is just default. Sorry, kids in the background being noisy. See this point here drops down, isn't it? So the textures, they just take a lot more. It's looking stable. Famous last words. So I need to go back in the BIOS and see what the SoC voltage is running at for that, for the memory controller. because I was giving it 1.25 and I think I changed it to 1.2. I think it was too much, but obviously maybe it needed a bit more. Maybe it's up to 1.275. I think 1.3 is the maximum setting. So, and even at max setting on the 7700, I couldn't get it stable at 6400. I could boot into Windows, but any sort of benchmark like this or Prime 95s, it just blue screen straight away. So this is more promising. I'd never get to this point running this speed and timings on the 7700. So at least I'm utilizing my memory more. I think the sweet spot they kept saying, didn't they, on the 7000 series was 6000 megatransfers, but I think it is 62 or 64 on the 9000 series. So makes sense as long as you can get those latencies down. What are we looking at here? Oh, we're demolishing it. See, demolishing it. I'm going to calculate what percentage increase this is just by running these timings rather than the JDEC default timings. It'd be interesting to see how much power it's drawing on that core temp as well. Whether it's probably not that reliable. 1840, 1810. Are we going to get to 1900? No. 1856. So that is a substantial increase just from the memory. So we've gone from 1735 to 1856. What's that as a percentage increase? Jesus, am I blind? I don't think so. Why do I need it that big? So what was it before? 1735 divided by 1856. Oh, I've done that the wrong way around. 6% increase. Is that right? I'm taking that as the 100% value. Or should I do it? Or should I be using that? I always get this the wrong way around. Divided by 1735. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't make it whichever, it just makes a little difference. So if you do it that way, it's nearly a 7% increase from the memory. That is worth doing, I'd say. All right, let's go back in the BIOS and see what the SoC voltage is that the SPD setting or the Expo setting is set, and then we'll do a bit of PBO tuning. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, back in the BIOS again. I got Ryzen Master working. I uninstalled it and then reinstalled it and it just let me go straight in. So obviously I think it's still because it detected the previous, because this is not a fresh install of Windows. I literally just changed the processor. And yeah, so I reinstalled Ryzen Master, it went straight in. But the SoC is running at 1.2, so I don't know what was stopping it from booting before. Maybe I was being a bit aggressive on the no, because I had everything auto. I don't know. That is some more sort of investigation and tweaking for another day. Just make sure that's still disabled. Oh, that's on auto. Why is that? That wouldn't stop it, surely. Wouldn't stop it. I'll leave it like that. It speeds up the boot time anyway. Right, let's go to CPU. So you could just go to PBO here and just choose your level. That's a good way of doing it, but I'm going to do it all manually. So if you go advanced CPU settings, go down to precision boost override, put it to advanced. So first we want to remove any power limits. So if we go PBO limit auto. So that's motherboard. So that's the max the motherboard can give the processor. We'll give it a boost overclock. So we'll go positive 100. We'll leave the thermal throttle in. I'm not interested in the internal graphics card. That's switched off. So this is, I have not played with this before. So you've got the curve shaper as well. We'll maybe look at that another time. But the main optimizer, we'll go all cores, negative. How much do I want to push it? I always do intervals of 5. I'm going to go straight to 20. Maybe that's probably a bit ambitious, but we'll see. F10. And go. So we'll see what's going to happen here. It's booted, which is always a good sign. Oh, what's going on? Sorry, I was just messing about with the Elgato. Right, so close that. Close all these that we don't need. And we'll give it a Cinebench, shall we? Like I say, it might not be stable at this, neg 20. But we shall give it a go. Cinebench R24. Go. I want to see the temperatures. I'm going to use core temp just because I want to see what the temperature's doing. Yeah, see, it's not reading right already, look. Or is it? No, see, it's got these wrong. So it's not 150 megahertz base clock. These should all be 100. And obviously the boost, it's got the clocks all wrong. But hopefully that temperature's still accurate. So let's do a quick run. I say it might crash. Hopefully not. See, it might be fine on this, but then as soon as you do a prime 95 or Intel burn test or something like that, it will just fail. So what we're doing here, ooh, yeah, that's doing something. 210 watts, 85 degrees. So the temperature's gone up about 10 degrees, is it? 210, 216. Like, I don't know how accurate this this power reading is on core temp. But it's 85 degrees, 86. Obviously, the 9000 CPUs have got max temperature of 95, I think, before it starts throttling. But yeah, so we're basically pulling an extra 60 watts. 88 degrees. It's climbing slowly. The AIO is working overtime. I don't know what these are. So this is it's only a 240 rad, but it's got a push pull fan setup on it. So obviously it's going to improve the cooling slightly. But I think they recommend for these 9000 a 360 radiator. But how often are you going to be running it this hard? You know, I'm mainly using it for gaming. This process is overkill, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't plan on buying this 9900X. I was looking at the 9700X, which is the generational improvement of what I had previously, the 7700, and I was looking on the Prime Day sales for that to come down, and it didn't really come down. It got to £250, I think, and it's before Prime Day it was like 260 anyway. But this 9900 came down to 270, so £20 more. So I thought a bit of a no-brainer really, and it's actually faster on single threaded because the clock's slightly higher, but obviously it pulls a lot more power because the 9700X again is a 65 watt card, so you can pull maybe a bit more out of it single core. But I don't know, this is what I got now. We'll see if it's worth it. I'm going to do another video doing some gaming benches and see if that makes any difference. But for this one, I just wanted to just do some Cinebench and just see how much you can gain from tuning your memory and a bit of PBO. And we are done. 1935, another good improvement. So we've gone up again. So what were we previously? 1735. So we've gone from 1735 to 1856 to 1935. So we've gone 200 points from when it was default. So yeah, that's some good improvements. But that's it for now, guys. Anyway, just like I say, I'll do another video at some point, just doing some game benches. So I'll see you in that one. Take it easy. Right, guys, I was sorting the video out and I realised something. When I was trying to set it manually for 6400, I was putting the wrong voltage in. Basically, what I was doing. So this is Zen Timing. It's a good app. You should get this. Obviously, MemVVD is what your memory voltage should be. So obviously for this timings, it should be 1.4, and I had set CPU VDDIO to 1.4, which is why it kept failing to boot. But anyway, I've gone in, sorted it out. So I've put manual timings in now. So these are the timings I had on my 7700, but obviously I couldn't get it to run at 6400. I only had it at 6200. But now I've got the same timings at 6400, and it just doing a bit of stability testing. This is how I normally do it initially. So obviously you've got Prime 95 as well, but I've always used Intel Burn Test. I always think it's quite good. So I've got 6 instances up, each with 4096 megabytes, using 4 threads each. So that's your full 24 threads. And basically, yeah, just doing a quick test to see if that. But obviously on the timings, that's like I said, these are the timings I was using on my 7700. So I just basically just plug and played them in, and some of these can be tightened up a little bit, but it takes a bit more time. So I literally just put it down to 30, 38. I can't go any lower than this on the primaries. 36, it just fails to boot. It doesn't matter what voltage you give it. So that's the limit of the sticks. So let's just stop this. I'll show you some stuff. So I do that. I also use this to, when I'm tuning the memory, just to see that you're actually making a difference. So obviously I use this as a baseline. So when I had it at just 6400 on the 32, 40, 40, 84, just to make sure that you're going in the right direction. So your write time goes up more, and your latency has come down a little bit. But it's just a free app, or you can use off your Microsoft Store. You don't have to subscribe or anything, and you can still use it after you've got a free period for the full features, but after that, it expires. You have to subscribe. But for just this, the memory stuff, it's fine. So yeah, I just want to do a quick run now to see if the Cinebench R24 result has increased. So I did one run, and I got 1984, I think. So let's have a look. yeah, I just want I didn't want to do a whole other video. I just wanted to add it onto this one, so just a quick one. So I won't bore you any longer. But yeah, so 1982, but that was at CAS 32. I've also increased the the Infinity fabric to 2067. It was stable at 2133, but it didn't seem to make any difference. If anything, it seemed worse. So I've like just put it back to 2067, which is normally what you'd have on a 3200 mega transfer sort of kit. But let's give this a go anyway and see if it goes any better. It'd be nice to break that 2000, wouldn't it? I think if I break 2000, it'll be nice. But if you remember earlier on, we got 1735, was it? We started when we had no, just using standard memory frequency, no CPU tweaks. So at 1982, that is, I did a bit of a calculation, and it's 14% improvement over what it was running on standard. Which it's like wasted performance, really. Like, would you notice it in games? Probably not. But to me, like, I'd be frustrated. I always want to get the best out of my hardware. You paid the money for it, you may as well use it. That's what I think. And I think a lot of people don't realize is obviously if you set your even like your XMP or your Expo profile for your memory, if you ever do a BIOS update, it'll default back to basic settings on your motherboard, so you have to manually go in and re-enable all those features. So yeah, I've had quite a few systems I've seen where they've got these fast memory kits in and they're just running at standard, JDEC spec memory speeds, and it's just a bit of a waste of money. So what are we looking at here? 1843. Yeah, we'll do it a quick one and then I'll end the video because I'm bored myself now. 1920. If it would break that 2000, it'd be sweet. But yeah, gaming wise, I did a couple of bench runs, and because I game at 4K resolution, I'm not going to gain anything really, because it's always GPU bottlenecked rather than CPU, so I'm not gaining anything from that. So this is looking rapid. So like I said before, memory tweaks in Cinebench R24 are really good. It really benefits from it. So we're coming to the end. Last few tiles. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Oh, 2026. Let's figure this out. So 2026. What was the original? 1735. Put in the comments if I'm wrong. I can't be bothered going back to check. 17% uplift from basic settings. That includes like what we've done to the memory and the using the curve optimizer. So that is impressive. But yeah, that's it. I'll definitely leave you now. Cheers, guys. Any questions? Drop them in the comments, and I'll see you soon.